Hello, everyone. Have you ever felt a deep connection to someone you've never met? A pull so strong it feels like you've known them your whole life. Before we go any further, I need to give you a heads up. The story I'm about to tell is designed to be unsettling. It's a dark, mysterious tale with themes of ghosts and psychological suspense. So if you're not a fan of scary stories, this might be a good time to click away. For the brave ones who are staying, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following story is a complete work of fiction. It is created for entertainment purposes only. The characters, events, and supernatural elements are purely imaginary. Any resemblance to actual events or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental. Now that we have that covered, find a quiet place and let's begin. If you enjoy stories that explore the shadows, please hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means the world. Let's get into it. It all began a few years ago with the dreams. They're always the same. I'm standing on a windswept cliff, the sea crashing against the rocks below, and he's there. He never looks at me. His gaze is fixed on the horizon. He's tall with dark, unruly hair and a profile that looks like it was carved from stone. But more than his image, it's the feeling I remember. A profound sense of loss, a sorrow so deep it felt like it was my own. I would wake up with tears on my cheeks, my heart aching for a man I didn't even know. It felt real, sometimes more real than my own life. Have you ever had a dream that felt so vivid it stayed with you all day? Tell me about your experience in the comments below. I'd be fascinated to hear. At first, I tried to ignore it, telling myself it's just a dream. But he kept coming back, night after night. I became obsessed. I started sketching his face, trying to capture the haunted look in his eyes. My friends started to worry. They said I was becoming withdrawn, lost in a fantasy. But I couldn't help it. I felt like I was being pulled into his world, a world of mist and sea and a nameless grief. I started searching for him. I didn't even know what I was looking for. A face in a crowd, a painting in a gallery, anything to prove he was real. It was a fool's errand, I know, but I couldn't stop myself. Then, one rainy afternoon, I found him. I was in a dusty old bookstore. I was running my fingers along the spines of old books when one fell from the shelf. It was a collection of poetry, its cover worn and faded. I opened it, and there, on the inside cover, was a photograph. It was him, the man from my dreams. My heart stopped. Below the photo was a name, Elias, and the book was over 100 years old. A chill ran down my spine. How is this possible? With trembling hands, I bought the book. I felt like I was holding a ghost. I devoured his poetry. It was beautiful and heartbreaking. He wrote of the sea, of a love he had lost, of a darkness that was closing in around him. I started researching his life. I spent weeks in libraries. He was a fisherman and a poet. He had been engaged to a woman named Isla, but just weeks before their wedding, Isla vanished without a trace. The official report said she was lost at sea. Her body never recovered. But Elias never believed it. He spent the rest of his short life searching for her. He died at the age of 27. His death ruled as suicide. But there were whispers, rumors of something more. I found an old newspaper article that mentioned a local legend, a myth about a sea spirit who would take the form of a beautiful woman to lure sailors to their doom. They called her the Siren of the Mist. And then I found his journal. It was hidden in the back of the poetry book. His later entries were filled with a growing sense of dread. He wrote that he had seen her, Isla, standing on the shore, beckoning to him from within a thick, unnatural fog. She is not the same," he wrote. "Her eyes are as cold and gray as the winter sea." He wrote of a strange melody he couldn't get out of his head, a song that was both beautiful and terrifying. His last entry was chilling. He wrote, "She calls to me. Her song is the only truth. I must go to her. I must join her in the mist." What do you think happened to him? Was it just grief or something else? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if this story is giving you chills, please don't forget to hit that like button. I decided to go to the village where Elias had lived. The people there were wary of outsiders. They told me, "Leave the past alone. Some stories are better left untold." But I couldn't. I found his cottage, abandoned and weathered by time. It was exactly as I had pictured it in my dreams. As I stood there, a thick fog began to roll in from the sea, blanketing the village in a shroud of gray. I went inside. The air was thick with the scent of salt and decay. And then I heard it, a faint, melodic humming, the same melody Elias had described in his journal. It was coming from upstairs. My heart was pounding. I slowly climbed the creaking stairs. The humming grew louder. I reached the top of the stairs and saw a single door, slightly ajar. The sound was coming from inside. I pushed the door open. The room was empty, except for a single rocking chair moving back and forth. And on the wall, there was a painting, a portrait of a woman. It was Isla. But there was something wrong. Around her neck, she wore a locket. The very same locket I was wearing, the one my great-grandmother had given me. I opened my locket. Inside, there was a tiny, faded photograph of a man. It was Elias, and on the other side, an inscription, "Forever and always." My great-grandmother's name was also Isla. I had been named after her. Suddenly, it all made sense. The dreams, the connection. I wasn't just uncovering his story, I was uncovering my own. My great-grandmother had not been lost at sea. She had become something else, and she had been waiting for me. The humming stopped. The room grew cold. I felt a presence behind me, a breath of icy air on my neck. I turned around, and there she was, Isla, my great-grandmother. But she was not the woman from the painting. She was translucent, ethereal, her form shifting like the mist, and her eyes were filled with a hunger that was not human. Her voice was a chorus of crashing waves as she whispered, "He is ours, and now you will be too." That's when I ran. I didn't look back. I just ran until the fog had lifted and the sun was rising. I never went back to that village, but I can still hear her song in my dreams. It's both a promise and a threat, a love that will not be denied. I know that she is a part of me, a darkness that flows through my veins, and I know that one day she will come for me. The story isn't over. I can feel it. And the most terrifying part is, a part of me is waiting for her. So what do you all think? Am I losing my mind? Or am I part of a love story that is far older and stranger than I could ever imagine? I really need to know what you believe. Is this a haunting, a curse, or something entirely else? Leave all your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story has left you as unsettled as I am, please share it with someone else. Maybe, just maybe, someone out there has the answers I'm so desperately searching for. Because every time the fog rolls in, I can feel her getting closer.